Two related, yet important, economic concepts came up today at Ram High School in the debate. I'm Mark Stewart Greenstein. Here's what happened. Ram invited us, all five of us. Of course, the Democrat and the Republican didn't show. We had a good set of issues. That was Monty Frank, Rod Hanscom, me, and Matt Karen of Channel 61. So it was minimum wage and living wage. Both came up. Let me address both. A minimum wage is not worth raising. I don't think there should even be a minimum wage. And I'm bolstered by the fact that Switzerland, with no minimum wage, has the highest wage level in the world. In Asia, no minimum wage until recently in Hong Kong and Singapore, the highest wages in Asia. You do not need a minimum in order to boost workers' wages. You need skills. Skills and assiduousness, how hard you work. These are the things that dictate salary, and the market is going to allow those people, even if one company is being really stingy about what it can pay, they'll find other work elsewhere. A minimum wage is a legislated artificiality. Almost nobody is worth exactly $10.10 an hour. That's the minimum wage in Connecticut. And even if they are, then it's kind of perverse that if that same person with her same skills moves to another state guided by the federal minimum wage, which is lower, is suddenly worth less. She's now worth $8.50 instead of $10.10. It's a old-fashioned but bad way of ensuring that some workers get what some people feel is a decent salary. Some. But the best way to not feel, but to know what the right salary is the collective marketplace. Because a skilled person with many possible employers competing for her skills is going to see a rise in what's offered. Unskilled people aren't. However, they'll be paid something. It might be lower than $15 an hour as people want. Might even be lower than $10.10. But it's a job. And this may be the most important reason for not hiking a minimum wage. Please, a first job especially is far more important in terms of the responsibility you get than the pay itself. How do I know this? Because college students do internships. They get no wage. But they're happy to get internships that get them good experience, good contacts, something good on their resume. Indeed, some college students, they have a negative wage. They actually pay programs or spend a lot themselves to be in faraway programs that pay nothing but give them really good experience. That's what almost everybody outside of college is really looking for in a first job. Not those extra few dollars, but to show responsibility to others, to show that you can be on time and good at following rules, to relate to bosses, to relate to customers, to relate to fellow employees. Those skills are the first rung on a ladder of career success. Now, those legislators who want to raise the minimum wage pull out the ladder's first rungs. You instantly make some people, I think some of the most marginal people, unemployable. Because if you're not worth yet $12 an hour, a company is not going to pay you that. Maybe they're willing to pay you $9 an hour. And you're happy to have that opportunity. If this characterizes a grandson of yours, okay, think again about the minimum wage. He's making $12 right now. He's about to get fired. Fired. If you force a minimum wage to push him higher, to say 15. Pay scales are far less important than individual responsibility and growth. There are so many reasons beyond the first job. Because you've heard we in Connecticut have a manufacturing crisis. Well, it's because there's not enough skilled and responsible labor. A lot of kids coming out of tech schools, but they're not employable because they don't show up on time, they don't have a work ethic. A first job would give them that. But once again, a few misguided, and I'm going to call them progressives, insist on raising the wage for everybody and not being selective. Let me give you a final consequence. Seattle, growing economy, right? In Seattle, they raised the minimum wage for restaurant workers 2 years ago. Within 18 months, the result was pretty clear. Many restaurants closed. Some stayed open and invoked new technology to replace workers. They used to be taking orders. Now there's kiosks. No job for you. Ask those people who were displaced, at least 800 as of the first 18 months of this experiment, whether they really wanted a minimum wage boost or would have liked to have kept their job.